Welcome to WoolTalks. This time on WoolTalks, we will be discussing together with Anu Manner from ZestMark about ZestMark's Storification story start process. I'm very happy to have Anu here today. So let's start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about ZestMark. What does your company do?
Thanks for having me, Anne. And well, ZestMark is established in 2007, so we're almost 13 years old company. And our main focus is to help young entrepreneurs or starting entrepreneurs to find their own thing and go on with the entrepreneurial thought. So that is our main thing that we're doing.
We did together the Storification and Core Story project a couple of years ago. How did you find me, and how did you decide that Storification, turning your customer experience into a story experience, is something that ZestMark wants to do?
So, well, I think I found you in Crazy Town, which was this open, this kind of office space where you have lots of different entrepreneurs coming and going. I was working in Jyväskylä, and you were, I think, in Tampere already at that
no,
point.
Actually, I think we
were in Jyväskylä
at the same time.
Okay.
Nowadays, I'm here at the Crazy Town in Tampere, but yes.
So I met you there, and then I think that one book that has influenced me long before Storification and this story start was this Experience Economy, Pine and Gilmore book, because I have a history in doing events, and that book was kind of Bible for all the people who are doing events. So I think that was maybe the first thought about that we should have some sort of brand and some sort of kind of the wholesome thinking that what we are doing. And then we were at the point where I was thinking that we should grow and we should do something differently. And then I don't know, maybe by accident I meet up with you, and you told me that you had this this type of process, and I just thought that maybe this was something worth trying for, because well, I like to do new things and have new experiences, and of course, because we are in coaching business, it's also very interesting to start and do something that no one else has done. So maybe that was the point that we started.
So what did we do? We started with Story Tree workshop, and then creating the core story for ZestMark. What do you remember about that process and the workshop, and was there something that how to say, surprised you or any way or something like that?
Well, I think that it was a surprise because like I said, we were in a point where we were thinking that what we're going to do next, and because our company is type of we have a lot of freelancers and a lot of people who are doing a lot of ZestMark's projects, but not only ZestMark's, but for other companies or their own companies as well. So we needed kind of a guideline what we're going to do and how we are going to renew the company. And I think that we gathered people who were very much doing ZestMark projects and were coaching and doing stuff, and just thought that we would have like a pool of people who are thinking very differently, so that we could find the kind of the main thing that we are doing. And I remember that all of us, I think that we were on 5 or 6 people in that workshop. There was a lot of I don't know how to say the feeling, but I think that we all kind of knew that we are in start of something new. So that was the feeling, and I know that it was the really great start.
Yeah, I remember we had quite a lot of fun. Maybe we started a bit like usually this story workshop, it's like first a bit like what is this thing, and then when it starts rolling and the flow of ideas starts to rise, and then usually there's a lot of laughter, and that's the way I remember the ZestMark story workshop as well. Do you remember that there was this one kind of main idea that we found in the story workshop, and then what kind of guided the story, the core story writing process?
Well, yeah, our name ZestMark has been all the way, and we just in that particular process with you, we just kind of understood that what we're having in our hands, so that we were blind that we have zest in our name, which means like enthusiasm and energy and those type of things that we
and the surface of the lemon.
Yeah, lemon.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were kind of blind that we haven't been used that name at all, even though when we discovered it, then I remember in 2007 we were kind of really enthusiastic about it, but then somehow we forgot that we have this cool name that we can use in stories and in our brand as well.
Yeah, and it's kind of very, how do you say, it was very kind of easy when we found that, and then it started to, the story kind of was there. It was very easy to find different meanings for the lemon, and how there is a lemon inside of each of us, and we need to kind of make it into our own thing, and how we can, how to say, maybe find that lemon, and how we can make it into something that other people can buy when we are working as maybe as a solo entrepreneur or something like that. So then we did the core story, and do you want to say something about what happened then after the story start, and when the core story was done? How did you start using the core story and started the storification in practice?
Well, I think that the first thing that we did, we kind of thought that what all the things that are yellow, what can we use? Like how can we use this zest and this lemon in our own coaching processes, so that it's involved in every single thing that we do. And then I think the second thing that we did was that we made an office kind of lift up, so that we have the zest, so you can feel that you came to ZestMark and the zest is there. So I think that was the second thing, that we're really excited that we can have this office that looks like this story. And then
lemon farm or something like that.
Yeah. And I remember we went to this place that they had, was it Viherlandia or something, place that sells all kinds of flowers and stuff, and we found that there was a lemon tree that we can buy to the office. I think that was one kind of I remember that well. But of course the main thing was that we started to think about the storification in every aspect of in our company. So in the coaching processes, we thought of the stories that we're going to tell. We have the big story, kind of the coaching process was a big story, and then we decided that what kind of little stories we're going to tell, and kind of just understood the meaning of the story, so that we have to share them, and we have to think that what kind of stories we tell, because that's very important.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from your clients and maybe from your team about this storification?
Well, at least team is, I think that was important, because we have people coming and going. So we had this story that everyone could connect to. And I think that was maybe one of the most important things in this storification process. Also, when I think that customers really like maybe the visual things and the books and everything that we have in Zest. But then we decided that we want to do something differently and do the how to put the stories and storification into coaching in web and in internet. So we started this online course. We started to think about that. How could we do?
Yeah, it was like maybe a year after the core story had been done and you had already started the storification, and then we continued to work together to make this online course into a story, and how we can apply this story, this lemon story, and what is included in it in online course. And that was it was quite a fun crazy project to be done, and quite how to say, maybe a bit therapeutic as well, a bit like therapy, because it was a lot of stuff about this entrepreneur life and what kind of characters are there in our lives. And what do you remember about that, how that story came alive, and how do you think that people have taken those different characters in that?
Well, I think that we have I think there are 12 different characters. There are these type of people who come in when you start as an entrepreneur. You meet those people, or like we have this tax bear. In Finland we have this saying verokarhu. So we have this tax bear, and I think that is one character that everyone loves, because it's really sympathetic and kind of funny character. And also I think that the best reviews that or the best character, I think, is the one who is trying to not lift you up but put you down, because this ankeuttaja. I don't know what is
how to say it in English. Yes,
maybe from Harry Potter, the ones who try to suck all the energy from you. I don't remember what term it is, but I think that is one thing that people have really thought about. Okay, what kind of people do I have here, and what kind of responses do I get if I have this idea of a company? So I think those are really, really cool characters, and it's fun to to still bump into some of those in real life.
All the time. What do you think that is because in storification I think we talk quite a lot about this using fictional characters and using dramatization and all of that. So how do you see that? What is the benefits of using this kind of fictional storytelling and storification?
Well, I think that somehow the connectivity, so that you can find your own thoughts and kind of mirror it to the story. I think that's maybe one of the main things. If you think about the coaching, I think that's one of the main things. Then I have to say that in this process, it was really it kind of made us to think together as a team, because we had everyone comes with their own thoughts and opinions that what we are doing and what we should do. And I think that this process helped us to think better together. So I think that those are the biggest benefits that we have.
Yeah, and maybe fiction, I think you said very well in the beginning when you said that there is when it's a fictional character, you can kind of more easily see yourself in that situation. If it was a real human being character and real life story, it might not be, maybe it is possible, but maybe even with these fictional characters it is somehow more easy to relate in some ways.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, because we have used, because we have experienced that. I've been telling my own story as an entrepreneur in seminars, and some people are very excited and very inspired that okay, you can start as an entrepreneur when you're 20 and so on. But then again, because it's me, and well, everyone kind of not everyone likes everyone. So I think that fictional characters are better because you can there's more room for your own imagination and your own thinking. So I think that has helped a lot in using these characters, which are still really familiar to all of us, like the ones you meet in unemployment places, or when you go to a startup meeting, or all those things.
What do you see is the benefits of using Storification, and now when you look at this work that we have done together? Also, I'd like to hear about the fears and doubts about Storification. Maybe we talked quite a lot already about the benefits. Maybe we talk this interesting topic, fears and doubts, before we started working together.
Yeah, I think that, well, of course, when it's kind of a new thing, it usually, I think it's with the human character that if something is new, it's kind of, it could be scary also, or that there's something wrong. If it's, I think
what is
maybe,
this?
what is this, and does it benefit? But I think that maybe the fear or the doubts that we had was that is there like real, does this go to a real use? Is this like
business value? And
business, because we are in business and we have to think about that, and when usually kind of there's a lot of tools that you can use. There's a lot of things that you can do, like only thinking about maybe brand strategy or something like that. And this Storification is something new, and I think that it helps us also with the brand as well, of course. But it's kind of it's maybe a more warm kind of way to start thinking about your own company and own business. So I think that has a lot of maybe fears or doubts that does this really work? Is there something kind of, because it seems like everyone knows what the story is. I think that maybe that's the one thing that I was thinking, that okay, we know our story. We've been in this business for 10 years and so on. So what is the new aspect that you can bring? But then when you have this professional coming and really listening and finding the core story, because there's a lot of stories in every company. So I think that was the main benefit in this. And also kind of a answer to the doubts and the fears that does this really work?
What would you say to a company that wants to start using Storification? What should they do? Do you think that that's a good thing to do?
Yeah, I think absolutely you should use Storification and this type of tools in many aspects in company. If I was thinking that should I use Storification, definitely yes, you should use. And what you should maybe first do is, I think that the helped us a lot was the process that we had, and I think it wasn't that time consuming, because a lot of every entrepreneur and every company, you have a lot of priorities, and you have to think really hard that if we put team into to think about Storification for one day or half a day, it's quite big investment also. So I think that if you're thinking, I highly recommend it, and maybe Anne could help you do that.
So many valuable things you shared with us, Ano. And I was thinking, when you talked about this story, I think one thing that companies, it's very important to understand, as you said, that there are many different stories in the company we can use, and the company story, the history, is only one story, and then the Storification story is more like this core story that we are doing to help us design the whole customer experience, everything we do into engaging story, something that turns into a story experience. So that is something that is important to remember, that there are many different stories and we can use storytelling in many different ways. Thank you, Anu, so much for taking your time and joining this WoolTalks this time together with me and my fictional boss, Story Sheep. See you next time on WoolTalks.